The only good age for applying for a job is 35. Now, this is according to a former Amazon recruiter. She says this. She says, otherwise, you're too old and overqualified, or you're too young and underqualified. And finally, someone who knows what HR wants, what HR needs, and what HR is demanding. Finally, someone's being honest with us. Finally, they're telling us why it is so hard, so difficult, and takes so long for older workers to find a new job. We're going to be talking about this right after this break. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes. In this video, we're going to be talking about this new revelation, or maybe not so new revelation for you folks out there who are over 50. You've been looking for a job. You're wondering why it's taken so long. You suspect it could be because of your age, and now it's being revealed. Finally, the curtain's being opened. It's being pulled, and we're hearing, hey, 35. 35 is the good age, the best age, the only age to apply for a job. Well, you know what? We're going to be talking about this, but before I do, I just want to mention that this video is sponsored by Career Fitter. Career Fitter, they produce a career aptitude test that I personally think is second to none. I've got a link in the description box of this video. It's free. If you decide you want to dig deeper, if you want to find a career that better fits your skills, your personality, and your interests, well, they've got a paid version. I consider it a small investment to potentially a big future, but check it out yourself. Check out the free version. If you like it, then you can consider the paid version. I will, as I mentioned, have a link to it in the description box. So now let's get on to our video. Let's talk about this revelation that 35 is the only age to apply for a job. Let's examine this statement, this bold statement, this earnestly said statement. Earnestly said by Lindsay Mustaine. She said this in an interview she had with Business Insider, and she says the only good age for applying for a job is 35. She says, otherwise you're too old and overqualified, or you're too young and underqualified. And when I read this statement, immediately I thought 35, and that it excludes a whole heck of a lot of other folks, people in different age groups who have skills and history and have a lot of experience. But what she said is this is what recruiters are looking for. This is what recruiters want. So if you don't fall into this age group or this youth group, well, you know what? It's going to be difficult for you to find a job. And what we know is older folks, according to research, yeah, it takes older people longer to find a job. What we found was this, that job seekers over the age of 50 were unemployed 5.8 weeks longer than those folks who are in the age of 35, that age bracket of 30 to 49, and 10.6 weeks longer when compared to people who are younger, who are 20 to 29. So it does take us longer. If we're older, it takes us longer to find a job. Data also shows that once we find a job, 56% of older workers are pushed out of their job. They're pushed out of their job before they're ready to retire, and they're pushed out because of their age. And this is data from ProPublica and the Urban Institute. When you hear this data, when you hear comments from this Lindsay Mustaine, what you think immediately is, well, what kind of a future do I have if I'm older? What kind of a future do I have if I am over 50? Well, my contention is this. We retain our jobs longer if we invest in ourselves, if we sharpen our skills, if we do those things that we need to do, people over 50 need to do to retain our jobs, to become more valuable. We wouldn't be subject to this misperception, this ignorance of, well, only people 35 years old should be looking for a new job. And then we wouldn't have to suffer staying out, unemployed, being unemployed longer if we sharpen our skills. Watch my video, The 7 Real World Secrets of Getting Hired When You Are Over 50. In that video, what I do is I tell you plainly, and I say real world secrets because this is the real world. This isn't the BS that maybe you're going to hear from a friend or from someone else who claims to be an expert. I give you the real world secrets to getting hired. I tell you what you should do with your resume, what you should do on your resume, and how you can get hired. I tell you about practicing the interview questions. I share with you what I learned after hiring hundreds of people, interviewing at least 10 times that many folks at my companies. So I share with you real world secrets. So watch that video. I put a link to that video in the description box, and I'll also put a video up in the corner of this video so you can see it. Now, for you bold folks out there, folks who are tired of working for someone else, tired of hearing about all this stuff, all this BS, and you decide, you know what, I've got to do something different. I've got to do something different, because if I don't do something different, I'm always going to go back to doing what I've always done. And if I do what I've always done, then I'm always going to get what I've always gotten. And that is a job where you are maybe afraid of your boss. You're afraid of rocking the boat. You don't want to do things that jeopardize your position. Well, if you're bold, and if you're tired, and if you want new, and if you want better, I do have a free side hustle starter kit. I got a link to it. It's a PNG version. I've got a link to that in the description box. It'll tell you how to go about starting a new business. It'll tell you about how to start from the ground up. I also have, in addition to that, if you read that and you say, you know what, Lou, I want more, I recently published a video version of that. It's called the Side Hustle Starter Kit Video Edition. It's a paid version, but in that version, I literally walk you through step by step. I take you through all those 8 steps. I personally take you through those 8 steps that you need to start a business. So yeah, you're not 35 anymore. We know it. I know it. I'm certainly not 35 anymore. I know this. We've got skills. We've got a heck of a lot of experience. We've got a lot of talent out there. Why keep worrying about a position where, yeah, according to the Urban Institute, when you hit 56, you could be pushed out of your job? Well, you know what? Maybe we don't have to worry about that. Maybe we don't have to concern ourselves with that. Maybe we don't have to keep thinking, I've got to keep my head down and not rock the boat. Check out my Side Hustle Starter Kit Video Edition. Check out what I really like is the Career Fit or Career Aptitude Test. If you're looking for a career that better fits your skills, your personality, and your interests. That's all I got for you. I'm going to put a link to this article in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Well, as I always say, have a great day, everybody.